the pound for pound rankings have been updated. So Merab's gone up 2. He's rightfully in second place. John Jones, I don't know why he's still on it. JDM, he's gone up 1 for whatever reason. So he was at 9 and now he's at 8. And he was above Pantoja anyway. So why is JDM and Ankalaev, why are they both above Pantoja? Are they trying to say that whoever they beat for the title is better than everyone Pantoja has beaten to get a title, or his title defenses ain't as good as JDM beating Bilal? Like, I don't understand it. What's the point of this? Who actually does this? Because the disrespect for flyweights and Pantoja in general is just mad now. Like, what's the point of this pound for pound rankings if it's going to be this inaccurate? Like, anyone who knows MMA and anyone who watches UFC knows that Pantoja being at 10 is just absolutely ridiculous. And I don't have to say it again that Pantoja is the most underrated fighter on earth. He's beaten 5 guys out of the top 10. Like, he beats everyone that they give him. Like, there's not enough opponents for him, so they have to import other guys from other organizations like Kaya Skura and get him to fight him. I mean, that just shows how good he is. And that just shows how much disrespect the UFC, not just the fans, it's also the UFC, has for Pantoja. Because, like, we know Dana, what he was saying when Mighty Mouse and all of that were in the division. He was going to get rid of it. I feel like the same attitude is still there now. Like, I understand a lot of these fighters in the flyweight division are hard to promote. Now, skill-wise, Pantoja is one of the best out there. He's one of the most well-rounded fighters. Every single fight that he has is an absolute war. I've got Pantoja at number 1 on my pound for pound rankings. If you haven't seen that video, and there's a lot of reasons why Pantoja deserves to be at number 1 because of the level of competition that he's fighting. Flyweights are some of the most skilled out there. Don't get it twisted. They're some of the most skilled fighters out there. It's just everyone overlooks them. And it's only because of their size and their lack of KOs. Like, they don't get much less KOs, I don't think. I actually need to see the stats. So here's all the percentages of the KOs that by each division. Flyweight 24.6, so a quarter of their fights are KOs. Bantamweight is similar. Featherweight's not much more. I mean, obviously, as the weight goes up, it increases. And then heavyweights are like almost 50% KOs, but they're absolutely shit. But it's not that much of a difference. And I feel like their skill and their grappling and their ability to mix it all up makes up for it. Now, if you want to see real athletes, the only divisions that have them is probably the bantamweight and the flyweight division, because the heavier you go in the UFC, the less athletic these people are, because the heavier people have a lot more options. They have a lot more sports that they could get into when they're younger. But the smaller guys, there's not many global sports, like major sports that they could get into other than like a combat sport like MMA or boxing. Like, especially Americans, you have to be like 7 foot tall for all the American sports. Even in the UK, like for football, you don't really see 5'4" guys on the football pitch. Like rugby, you have to be massive. Maybe like Formula 1, but who's got the money to train Formula 1? The average small guy, the best thing for him to get into is like MMA or boxing. And that's why I feel like their fights are so intense. Their fights are so fast. Like, these lot look like they're fighting on fast forward. And if you look at their scrambles and if you just see how they grapple and how they transition into different positions, and yeah, a lot of it because their size does help, but it's also because these lot are real athletic guys, man. The smaller guys have to use technique a lot more. So they're very technical from early. Like the heavyweights, they rely on their physicality a lot more. So to see the best technique, like if you want to show a child like this is MMA, you show the lighter weight classes. Like, that's who you want them to learn off. You want them to be technical like these lot. And I feel like us as an MMA community, we also got to mature because as a community, we still don't appreciate the lighter guys. We don't appreciate the technique. We don't appreciate the skill that MMA requires. And that's why we look down on the smaller guys quite a lot, or we're not interested. Like, I feel like we should be taking an interest into these things by now. We still can't be stuck in the days of Demetrius Johnson, where like we got even Dana White disrespecting him and saying that he's gonna close down the division and all that crap. Like, it stayed, and I'm happy that it has, because we've seen so much good come out of that division, and people don't appreciate it at all. Like, it's one of the most competitive divisions out there, because you rarely see a guy get a 2-fight win streak or 3-fight win streak. And it's not normal for a guy to go on a 2 or 3 fight losing streak and still be in the top 10 and then become champion, because it's so competitive in that division. Like a loss isn't a big thing. Like 1960s boxing, everyone fights everyone. You fight everyone like 2-3 times each. Like Pantoja has fought Moreno 3 times, and I think he's beaten him 3 times. Like Usyk, for example, he's on a 3-fight losing streak, and I wouldn't be surprised if he becomes a future champion. He's only young. He's got to work his way up again. But the opposition that he fought in the last 3 fights were absolutely lethal. And to be honest, you can't really blame the fans. Like, I don't blame the fans for not liking the flyweight division, because at the end of the day, it's entertainment. You want to be entertained. Now I feel like we should start appreciating their skill in the octagon, but there also needs to be character outside of it. Like their personalities are so dry. Like if you just look at the names in the flyweight division, like majority of them are just so dry and just timid and just don't want to talk. Except Cape, we need more Capes in that division. The ones that, especially like the ones that speak English, they're so timid and just so boring to like listen to. And like we did have Makayev, he was alright. Because he's one of the very few that are also undefeated. But I feel like if he was to get fed to Pantoja would have battered him. And like his style also, like Makayev's style is one of the very few boring ones like that rely heavily on grappling. And that grappling kind of style, like I haven't got a problem with it, but when it's like you don't do any damage, like that's when I find it annoying. I feel like the foundation of the points should be based off of damage. Can't wait till Pantoja and Kai Kara France fight at the end of this month. It's gonna be a sick fight. They've actually fought before in the Ultimate Fighter. I think Pantoja just about won it. I see Pantoja winning again. He's got way too many weapons. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.